right? Because you got to wake up in these last days. You're not black, right? Like I said, if you can go to the land of black, go there, buy a souvenir, come back, and I'll give you $1,000 so you can go back and stay there some more if you can go to the land black, right? There's no such thing as black, right? That's a byword and a proverb that the so-called white man told you that you were. Now y'all happy calling yourself a crayon color from a crayon box. Come on, black people, so-called black man. I know you might have done a crayon box, right? You might have done a crayon color, right? You know what white means, though? You know what white means? Holier than thou, pure, sanctified. You know what black means? Dirty, defiled, right?
Bring it out.
Look at all the words of connotation with black. Black eye, black ball, black list, black cat. Everything negative associated with the word black.
Wake them up.
We didn't let you know that you're not black. You're from the tribe, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, Gad, Levi, or Benjamin, right? You are the 12 tribes of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Read that, King.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
Yo, who?
Thine enemy.
The who?
Thine enemy.
White man.
Thine enemy.
The Arabs.
Thine enemy.
The Africans.
Thine enemies.
Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who's gonna send them?
The Lord shall send against thee.
Read.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
What's Food Line?
In hunger.
What's McDonald's?
In hunger.
What's Subway?
In hunger.
KFC?
In hunger.
Read.
And in thirst.
When you want some water, you know water comes freely from the sky. You try to go catch some rainwater and see what the white man come and tell you can't do that, right? The Lord give us water free, and the so-called devil takes you, and you gotta pay for water that comes from free. But what did the Lord say?
And in thirst.
And in thirst, right? Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. We don't own any of these shops, right? You want some clothes on your back? You gotta go to Walmart. You gotta go to Burlington Coat Factory. You gotta go to Macy's, right? You gotta go to Marshall's. You gotta go to Target. Do we own any of those places as the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? No, we don't. We don't own any of those places, right?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He should do what?
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
What happened during slavery?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Right now we still mentally slaves, right? If you take a dog, right, and you train a dog for 200 years, for 20 years in the backyard, right? And then all of a sudden you take that leash off that dog's neck and you open up the gate. You think that dog gonna leave somewhere comfortable where he been getting fed and ate all the time? No, that dog not gonna leave. So that's the same thing the white man did to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
He said, now we can take the leash off these Negroes, these so-called Mexicans, these so-called natives, right? And they're not going nowhere, right? Because you've been suppressed for over 500 years here in the land of captivity. Read.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
What's America's symbol?
As swift as the eagle flies.
Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
We didn't understand no damn English. We didn't understand no damn Spanish. We spoke Hebrew, right? But the white man gave you this language, and he gave you the so-called white image of Jesus Christ after he beat it into you.
That's
Read.
right. Verse 50. A nation of fierce continent.
A what?
A nation of fierce continent.
A what?
A nation of fierce continent.
Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
He did what?
He shall not shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They ain't give a damn about your grandfather working those slave fields. They ain't give a damn about your grandmother working in those cotton fields. They ain't give a damn about your great-great-grandmother working in those sugarcane fields.
That's right.
But we know it's twofold. For our ancestors turning from these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're in the same condition we in today, right? Happy to have a car note. Happy to have a damn a rent, a mortgage, right? We don't own nothing because the Most High God said if we don't listen, right, He's gonna send us back into captivity, and we have to go to our enemy for everything that we want. Read.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
He's gonna do what?
eat the fruit of thy cattle.
So when the conquistadors and the so-called Spaniards came over here, when the so-called Europeans came over to this land, did they leave you anything? No, the white man took everything from you.
That's right.
And the last thing the white man took from you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, he took your identity. He stole your heritage. Now you call yourself black. Now you call yourself Mexican. Now you call yourself Puerto Rican, Native American, Jamaican, right? These are bywords that the Most High God sent upon us for not listening to his laws, statutes, commandments. Drop that, give me 46.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46.
Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
For a what?
For a sign.
Now these curses, just like if you're driving down the street 40 right here, and you want to get on 40 East or 40 West, they're going to be a sign, right? So the Most High God, he said this is going to be a sign to let you know who his people are in these last days, because the Most High God knew there's going to be a debate. No, the Christians say that's my God. The Arabs say that's my God. The Muslims say no, that's my God. But the Lord said these curses shall be a sign to let you know who his people are. Read.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder. You wonder who God's people are, right? You looking at them. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are God's chosen people, right? Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. So you want to find out who God's chosen people are, right? Let's see who these curses fit. Let's see who these last curse fit, and we'll see who God's chosen people are. Give me 68. No, give me 50. Give me 54 first. Give me 54. Right? Because God people to this day are under curses. It's not by chance we living in the ghettos. It's not by chance you found our people in the projects. It's not by chance you find our people hooked on drugs. You know, we the #1 recipients of EBT in Section 8. It's not by chance, right? The Most High God put these curses on us, man. What's going on, King? Doing all right? All praise, King, all praise. What's your nationality, King? You black? African American? You the same color as your jacket? You look lighter in your jacket, brother. Right? Somebody been lying to you, brother. Right? African American come from 2 European white men. Amerigo Vespucci, who discovered America, and Leo Scipio Africanus, who discovered Africa.
Come here, King, look at this.
And you know in those days they named it after their last names, right?
Listen to this, King.
Read that.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56.
Read.
The tender and delicate woman among you.
Oh, I'm sorry. 54. Go to 54.
Shalaki. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
Read.
So that the man that is tender among you.
The man that's what?
Tender among you.
Read.
And very delicate.
Read.
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
His eye should be evil towards his brother, man. That don't sound like black on black crime. Hispanic on Hispanic crime. Latino on Latino crime. Dominican on Dominican. Right? Haitian on Haitian. Right? Don't that sound like, read that again, King?
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
Read.
So that the man that is tender among you,
read,
and very delicate,
read,
his eye shall be evil toward his brother,
read,
and toward the wife of his bosom.
So his eyes should be like, tell me who this fit. He said his eyes should be evil towards his brother. Don't that sound like black on black crime? And he gonna hate his wife, read,
of his bosom,
read,
and toward the remnant of his children.
And he gonna hate his children, read,
which he shall leave.
He gonna do what?
Which he shall leave.
He gonna stay with his kids.
Which he shall leave.
No, he gonna love his children.
Which he shall leave.
No, he gonna provide for his children.
Which he shall leave.
So the curses of Deuteronomy said that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're gonna get fed up with your wife, you're gonna get fed up with your children, and you're gonna leave your children, right? Now who that sound like? So-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? So we the one that fit the curses of Deuteronomy. Right? We the only ones that fit the curses of Deuteronomy.
That's right.
Right? Because the Lord said these curses will be a sign and a wonder for his people in these last days, so you can know who God's chosen people are. And you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are God's chosen people. We are here to give you warning and tell you to come out of America, because just like you may be listening to the sound of our voice, you may think, oh, them Negroes over there crazy. But that's the same thing they said about Noah.
That's right.
When Noah was building the ark for almost 50 years, he was building the ark. And it never rained in the ancient world. It never rained. The crops was watered by the dew in the morning. When you get up tomorrow morning, go outside, rub your hand across the grass, and I guarantee you're gonna feel that dew, right? That's how all the plants and crops was watered in the ancient days, and it never rained.
That's right.
But when Noah built that ark, right, and Noah was a so-called black man, right? When Noah built that ark and it started raining, you should have seen the faces of the so-called Israelites back then. Just like you hear the sound of our voice right now, when those skies crack, when the military comes to your house in the middle of the night, rounding you up, taking you to these FEMA camps, making you take that vaccination, when your debit card ain't working, when your job call you and tell you, don't bother coming to work unless you're taking that vaccination. When you send your kids back to school and the principal call you and say, you cannot get your kids unless you take that vaccination.
That's right.
Then you're going to remember the prophets out here giving you warning, telling you to turn back to your laws, statutes, and commandments in that day. Because in that day, it's going to be too late, right? You're going to wish you took heed to these laws, statutes, and commandments and listen to the prophets out here. Would you hold it? Read.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 68, verse 28, chapter 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt just means bondage or slavery. So we're going to replace the word Egypt for bondage and slavery. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
A so-called black man, how did our people get over here, sir? He can't hear me, right? The Lord said he's going to send us back into Egypt with ships, right? How did our forefathers get over here to this land, right? We got over here by ships, right? We didn't take no plane.
That's right.
We didn't take no train. We didn't take no bus, right? We got over here by slave ships, cargo slave ships. Read that from the top. Replace the word Egypt with slavery.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there ye shall be sold into your enemies.
You're going to be sold to your enemies, right? When we got those slave ships, we were sold, right? The Lord going to tell you who we were sold to. You may think that we were sold to the white man, and now he's your friend today. But what did the Lord say this man was?
And you shall be sold unto your enemies.
You're going to be sold unto your enemies, read.
For bondmen,
for slave man,
and bond women,
and slave woman.
And no man shall buy you.
And no one's going to redeem us out of this captivity. No one's going to save us out of this captivity. And sister, you got 5 minutes for your God? You got a minute to hear the words of the Lord? Hey sister, you got 5 minutes to hear the words of the Lord? We are here for you, sister. What's your nationality, sister? So-called black, African American, right? We've been bamboozled, right? We've been tricked out here, right? What's going on? What's going on, kings? What's going on, young kings? Hey, y'all got a minute to hear the words of the Lord? Y'all look like y'all mighty men. Y'all some mighty men. Y'all know y'all was God's chosen people. Y'all know y'all kings walking this earth. Y'all father so-called black men. Y'all be Israelites from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
The top tribe. Y'all mighty kings walking this earth. Don't let the world, don't let the so-called white devil tell y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't nothing but niggers. Black men. Y'all kings walking this earth, man. You let them know that y'all kings walking this earth. You too, sister. Y'all queens walking this earth. Right? Y'all not no thoughts. Y'all not no whores. Right? Y'all queens walking this earth, sister. Right? Read.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37.
Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
A what?
An astonishment.
What's black?
An astonishment.
What's nigger?
An astonishment.
What's a whore?
An astonishment.
What's a thought?
An astonishment.
Read.
A proverb.
A who?
A proverb.
Read.
And a byword.
And a byword. Read.
Among all nations.
Among all nations.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee. The Lord said you're going to be called a byword. Now you're calling yourself black. You're calling yourself a crayon color from a crayon box.
That's right.
You're calling yourself 2 names of 2 European white men. African American, right? How can you be from Africa and America at the same time?
That's right.
We gotta start thinking, man. We gotta start using our brains in these last days, man. We're not black, right? How can you be lighter than a light-skinned person but calling yourself black? Hey, sister, what's your nationality, sister? What's your nationality? Black? So you the color of your friend's jacket? Now, come on, sister. We gotta, we gotta start using wisdom out here. No, you're an Israelite, brother.
That's right.
You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. You're a mighty man out here, brother. Asiatic just as means some more than Asia Minor, brother. Right? You got 5 minutes, brother? We can prove it to you, brother. Right? Give me Sons of Solomon. Now, they describe in the Bible they give a physical description, but these men know they were Israelites already. Like we from the sins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? What's going on there? Right, so you hear the sound of my voice, you gotta come out of America. America, how you thinking that you're black? You from a crayon box. America think you two European men, 2 European names of 2 white men, right? Hey, y'all people are destroyed. Drop that, give me Hosea 4:6. Give me Hosea 4:6, bro.
I was holding out for
right?
You made me go like, no.
So you're not black, right? That's a crayon color from the crayon box. Right? You're not African American, right? You gotta find out what did the Lord call you, right? Because the Lord made 18 nations. America, the so-called white man, he came up with those terms. Start calling you a crayon color from the crayon box, right? We are mighty kings and queens walking this earth.
That's right.
Right? Read that.
We're coming from the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Read.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
What's God people?
Are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
The Most High said his people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? What they say, knowledge is what? Power. Right? Why we don't have no power? Read that again.
We're coming from the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now you good with America calling you a crayon color from a crayon box. Y'all good with that, right? Calling you dirt. You should be, hey, black is the new nigger, right? Somebody call you black or African American, that's just like calling you nigger. But that's in the Bible. It just means black. It just means dark descent. Nigger is in the Bible, right? So the next time one of them devils call you nigger, just tell them I know that, right? But America will have you all upset, losing your calm temperature over somebody calling what you already know.
That's right.
Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
What they do?
Thou hast rejected knowledge.
Don't want to listen.
Thou hast rejected knowledge.
Calling themselves black.
Thou hast rejected knowledge.
Read.
I will also reject thee.
You do what?
I will also reject thee.
Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Read.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
They forgot what?
The law of thy God.
No, the laws are done away with.
The law of thy God.
Read.
I will also forget thy children.
The Lord's going to forget thy children, his children. We are the chosen children of God.
That's right.
We are God's chosen people. Give me that Deuteronomy 76. We are the greatest thing walking this planet. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are God's chosen people. And it's time we turn back to him in these last days. Because just like they got these 2 towers set up, right? You're going to be put to death sooner or later.
That's right.
You can nod your head, smoke your weed, smoke your cigarettes, pour your women out, sell your drugs, do all you want, abominable things in America, but you will be destroyed in that day. We are here to tell you to come out of America, right? Come out of her. Turn back to your laws, statutes, commandments, right? There's nothing too hard for the Most High God, right? His name is YAHAWAH. Bahashem HaMashiach Malak Yahushua. That's God who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? Because the world gives you Jesus Christ looks like a so-called white man, right?
That's right.
But the Bible tells you something different. The Bible says he looks just like us, right? What your mom needs to say, don't lie, because now you got to tell another lie to cover that lie, to cover that lie. So these damn white devils been lying to us. Now we waking up to our true nationality, right? We should have some questions for those white devils.
That's right.
If they lie one time, you know they'll lie twice, right? They beat your back end, doing slavery. They almost dragged your ancestors, right? These damn devils, man. What you hold? Read.
We're coming from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Read.
For thou art an holy people
Read.
unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Be a special people. Read.
Unto himself.
To who?
Unto himself.
No, the whole world.
Unto himself.
Read.
Above all people.
Above all people. Sister, you hear that, sister? You're above all people. Read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
That are upon the face of this earth. We above all people. We're not below. We're not equal to. We above. But it's time we turn back to these laws, statutes, commandments in these last days, or you will be put to death, or you will die a second death when Hamashiach YAHAWAH comes and destroy this wicked place. Give me Jeremiah 17. Wicked. So you hear the sound of my voice, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you must wake up in these last days, right? That's so important that you turn back to your God, right? He's not the God of the world, right? He's the God of Israel, Israel only. Read.
We're coming from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Read.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
What the black man gonna do?
Discontinue from thine heritage.
What the Hispanics gonna do?
Discontinue from thine
The
heritage.
Native Americans,
Discontinue from thine heritage.
we'll discontinue from our heritage. Read.
That I gave thee.
That who gave thee?
That I gave thee.
That the Lord gave thee. You're gonna discontinue from your heritage. Now you're gonna come to a wicked place called America.
That's
Now they're gonna
right.
start calling you black from a crayon color out of a crayon box, calling you African American from two last names or two European white men, Amerigo Vespucci, who discovered America, and Leo Scipio Africanus, who discovered Africa. And if you didn't know, Africa was conquered. It was the land of Ham. They were Noah's youngest son. There was only 8 people after the flood, right? There was Noah, his wife, Japheth, Shem, and Ham, and their wives. Only 8 people after the flood, right? And the progenitors of the so-called Israelites, God chosen people, we are descendants of Shem.
That's right.
Right? All praises, sister. You'll be an Israelite sister from the tribe of Judah,
That's right.
from the tribe of Gad. Right? When the Lord tells you that in the day of his wrath, you're not going to be able to say you didn't know, you didn't hear it in the last days. Right? You're not going to be able to say you didn't hear the words. Right? You got any more of that? Yeah. Read.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Serve who?
Thine enemies.
What's the white man?
Thine enemies.
Caucasians.
Thine enemies.
Read.
In the land which thou knowest not.
We didn't know this damn land. We come from Jerusalem. We are God's chosen people. We didn't know America when we came over here.
That's right.
They told you that you was a so-called black man from a crayon box, right? They didn't tell you that you was God's chosen people, right? But you are God's chosen people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the white man, his biblical nationality is Esau, right? You read Genesis 25 and 25, and the first came out red. Because you ain't gonna never find no man to color this truck right here. You find me a man to color this truck, and I'll give you $1,000 on the spot.
That's right.
Hey, if anybody hears the sound of my voice, you find a white man, a color of a white man that's the color of these poster boards, and we'll give you $1,000, right? You're not gonna find them. They red. They different shades of red. They've been lying to you, right? Telling you that they white. They not white. These are red men.
That's right.
Drop that. Give me Genesis 25 and 25. We're gonna prove it out the Bible that you don't read. You go to all these damn churches and you depend on your pastor, and your pastor ain't feeding you number BS, right? From the theological school, right? He's telling you recite. He's regurgitating hot garbage out of his mouth.
That's right.
Right? The pastors ain't gonna tell you nothing. But the mighty man of the Lord will come out here and tell you to your damn face. You better turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're God's chosen people.
That's right.
Read that, King.
We're coming from the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 21.
Read.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
Read.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
Read.
22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So she asked the Lord, she said, if this a blessing, why is there pain in my womb? Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 what?
2 nations are in thy
No,
womb.
just 2 babies.
2 nations are in thy
2
womb.
little children.
2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated.
No, we're going to say together.
Shall be separated.
No, that Martin Luther King spirit.
Shall be separated
Read.
from thy bowels.
Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Who's stronger on this planet? Ain't the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? We are God's chosen. We are the strongest people walking this planet. Right? Read.
And the older shall serve the younger.
Read.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
Read.
behold, there were twins in her womb.
Read.
And the first came out red.
First came out what?
Red.
What?
Red.
No, white.
Red.
Caucasian.
Red.
Read.
All over like a hairy
And
garment.
the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. So the white man been lying to you all this time.
That's
He
right.
ain't nothing but the devil the Bible speaks of. Right? He's the father of lies. Telling you that he's white. Find a man to color this damn poster board and I'll give you $1,000 on the spot right now. Go find me a man to color that chalk right there and I'll give you $1,000 right now. The first came out red. Right? What was his name? Right? They say he was Jesus, but we got to find out his name. What was his name?
Verse 25. And they called his name Esau.
What's his name?
And they called his name Esau.
What's his name?
And they called his name Esau.
No, his name must be George Washington.
And they called his name Esau.
Joe Biden.
And they called his name Esau.
Donald Trump.
And they called his name Esau.
Andrew Jackson.
And they called his name Esau.
Mrs. Grant.
And they called his name Esau.
Cooper.
And they called his name Esau.
White man been lying to y'all. He is the red devil the Bible speaks of.
That's
And
right.
they call his name Esau. Give me Romans 9:13. Give me you holding something? Give me read.
Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and
That's
every
right.
city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Should not stand. So you saw those devils protesting on Capitol Hill last Thursday, right? Right? A house divided. They really hate each other.
That's right.
These so-called Democrats and these damn Republicans, they really hate each other. But they wanted you to think that, they get along, right? No, they really hate each other, right? They gonna kill each other. They want you caught up in this political system. They want a smooth transition from Republicans to Democrats on the 20th, on the inauguration. But them devils say, hey, we bringing out guns. They got a 1 million man march coming on the 21st. The white man say he bringing his guns to DC on the 21st.
That's right.
You seen that movie, Anarchy?